Chris Lynch, breaking news with Airpark Canterbury. Trusted parking, backing trusted news.
Hi there, Chris Lynch coming to you live for our streaming service today, and it's our regular catch-up with Christchurch Mayor Phil Major, and it's quite good timing, Phil, because you've just made a special announcement of what the council was trying to achieve, or going to try to do now, to fix that smells coming from Bromley Waste Treatment Centre, because it was pretty bad over the weekend. So what's the very latest? What can you tell the good people of Christchurch?
Oh, thanks, Chris. I've been out to, I've seen 3 or 4 people this morning, actually residents, and gone into their house and had a yarn to them and just let them know what I'm thinking. It is no surprise to the people of out that side of town, or Christchurch for that matter, that the ponds are in trouble. You know, that we've got 6 ponds, and already 4 of them are in very bad health. And what happens then is they start to smell. Now, if we keep going the rate we're going, we could have all 6 of them red. And I don't want that. So I went and talked to staff. I said, we've got to do something. Something has to be done because we're all, dancing on the head of a pin, and I don't want to do that for the next 2 years, saying, oh, it's rain, there's too much sun, there's not enough of this, not enough of that. Let's see what we can do. So we've come up with a solution that beheads 30% of the material that goes into the ponds, treats it more, and sends it out the ocean outfall.
Okay, so this is a solution we briefly touched on, I think, a couple of weeks ago now. So give us the specifics. So essentially, you'll be building, or is this pipe already there? It's a pipe that enables the wastewater to go straight out to the ocean.
We can't go straight from the wastewater treatment plant to the ocean outfall because there's not enough pipe. But there is a pipe that goes halfway there. We're going to intersect that, throw a pump in it, and pump it down a 600 millimetre pipe round to the ocean outfall, drop it in there, and then it'll go straight at the ocean.
Okay, this sounds like a solution. You've been speaking to locals this morning. What are they telling you, Phil? Are they confident this is a solution? Are you confident this is a solution that's going to help with the smell around Christchurch?
I'm confident, because if we put a third less material into the pond will then go, oh, thank goodness, I'm not getting hammered as much, so to speak, and the pond, I hope, will actually, it'll start coming right, because it's not getting the pressure on it, just by taking that 30% off the top.
So at the moment, council are still investigating this. This is not a foregone conclusion. You will have to discuss this, I guess, with the likes of Environment Canterbury. Do you think they'll come on board? Because obviously they've already sent you several abatement notices. Now you're coming up with a solution. So obviously both agencies need to work together. What's your gut feeling on this, Phil?
Good question. We got the abatement notice last Friday, I think it is. I've been working on this for the last 2 weeks with staff, and staff have been talking with Environment Canterbury over the last week, and they said, right, let's see if we can get going on this, because this is a solution. We can't be sitting back for the next 2.5 years going, oh, it's raining too much. Oh, there's not enough sun. And then we're in grief. So we've got to do something. So this is a way that I feel it can happen. So we talked to Environment Canterbury, they're working with us, they're doing the paperwork, and I'd imagine what I'd like to see is the green buttons pressed on the actual starting up of this pump at the same time the Environment Canterbury paperwork comes through.
Is this an expensive solution?
It's not too bad. It'll come out of operating budget down there. It's not the end of the world. We're talking millions around here, but it's not a hell of a lot.
How many millions?
Couple.
Okay. Is this the solution that you've been wanting the whole time? Is this a solution that's, excuse want of a better word, grown organically over the past couple of months, or what?
Oh, it got to the stage where I kept thinking about it. There must be a better way of being able to take some stuff off. As I say, I talked to staff and said, let's run a pipe all the way from the wastewater treatment plant to the outfall, because someone had suggested that. But then we find out we've got a pipe halfway there already, laid probably about, 35, 40 years ago, but there's nothing wrong with it. It still works. So we can intersect that, save a hell of a lot of money, and get going.
Feedback from councillors? Are they on your side over this?
Well, we put it out to councillors before I sat down and talked to you. Some of them going, oh, we haven't been told anything, but I don't want the grass to grow under our feet. You know, we owe it to the people over there. They have the OPP, which has driven everyone to distraction. This here is definitely driving people to distraction over there. I was at Children's Day yesterday at Cuthbert's Green, and it was fine. And all of a sudden, there was a wee change in the wind. I went, wow, is this what people are on about? And these guys have got to live with this all day in and day out. It's not fair. So we've got to do something.
Tell me, and also for the benefits of the people watching this today, what actually creates that burning smell? There is, I mean, I don't live over that side of town, used to though, but I can smell it in all corners of Christchurch. There is a burning kind of smell. It's almost a burning rubber smell. What creates that?
It's the...
Get technical on me, it's fine.
No. It's the algae dying. If you drive past the ponds and the ponds are a green colour, they're okay. If you drive past the ponds and the ponds are a black colour, the algae is dying and it's emitting this hydrogen sulfide, like Rotorua, but it comes out in great big wafts and stuff like that. So that's where that's coming from.
Phil, what do you say to the good people on the east that you know, I think genuinely have been suffering with the smells? If I can smell on the other side of Christchurch, goodness knows how bad it is for them. In fact, we do know how bad it is for them because I've spoken to many of the residents. What do you say to them today? Do you say to them, we encourage you to come on board with this solution? Do you say to them, this is a quick fix solution? Do you say to them, we're not sure if this is going to work, but we're going to try? What do you say to the people watching right now?
Bear with us. I'm confident that it'll work. You know, I'll hang my hat on it. It's you take 30% of the problem away, it's got to be better. It has to be. Now, one of the things also that I went and talked to Mana Whenua about this, because this stuff is going straight down the full pipe out to sea. One thing that I haven't said is it will have the stuff, the 30%, we will inject chlorine into it so it kills all the bugs, so by the time it gets to the outfall where it goes to sea, all the bugs will be dead. There won't be gallons and gallons of chlorine going down. We're not filling the sea up with chlorine. We will put enough chlorine in to kill the bugs so that we don't don't exceed our consent putting stuff out to sea.
And so the wastewater that will be sent to the sea, it will go out far enough that it will have no impact on those who use the beach on a regular basis. It goes far enough out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's kilometres that it goes out. I'm not actually quite sure. I understand it might be 3, but I won't say that because I know it's more than 2.
That's a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. But as I say, the 30% will have all the bugs killed out of it by chlorine before it gets there. No chlorine, there'll be no surplus chlorine, and then it will go out to sea.
Do you expect there to be any pushback on this?
Oh, I'm sure there'll be some people say this and say that, but it comes down to it. We owe the people in the east. We've got to do something. We don't want to be sitting around for the next 2.5 years saying, oh, we hope it doesn't rain, or we hope there's a bit more sunshine. They don't want to hear that. They want to see something happening. So let's try this.
Let's discuss other matters now. We're here for your regular catch-up, if you like. First of all, Electric Avenue, how lucky were the musical fans who managed to obviously bypass the weather that was crappy on both sides of the event, but all in all, it seems like it was such a well-run event and the weather was okay. Were you headbanging to Keisha or whoever it was?
I just went on Friday afternoon, Friday night and watched Split Ends, and I was the first to be surprised.
Were you in the mosh pit?
My wife was down in the mosh pit with a couple of other councillors, but not my department. But first time in 20 years those guys have got together. You'd swear they hadn't stopped. It was absolutely outstanding. So we're so lucky in Christchurch that the weather was bad a couple of weeks before and it's bad this weekend, but total success. Very, very pleased.
I hate to bring it up, but I know this is almost a thing where we're going to roll our eyes, but of course the council is asking people their views on what to spend some of the heritage money on. It feels like to me when we talk about the Christchurch Cathedral, I get the impression many people just simply don't care anymore. People have moved on. It's open for consultation. What do you want to say?
It's open for consultation. Please consult. We always tend to get the same people who come in and submit. People who say, oh, we'll just let it roll or whatever, please submit, and then it gives us some background on it.
And will that give your staff and councillors certainty as to what way to go, whether to encourage more money for the cathedral or leave it? Because by the sounds of it, they've got no other options left but to hope for council funds.
Yeah, well, that's what was written in the press. We are looking at going to government, right? We're putting up four things: the provincial chambers, the museum, the art centre, and the cathedral. It might not be that we do all of them, but they're the 4 that need fixing. 3 are well on the way to being fixed. The 4th one, the provincial chambers, maybe not so much because it hasn't had any work started on it. But let's get these main ones done. We've got one developer spending $150 million on the Sheraton in town, and here we are right behind it is the cathedral not finished. So
That's embarrassing, isn't it, in a way?
in a way, but let's see what we can do. But we can only do what people say.
That's true. And just finally, is it the annual plan? You want people to have their say on the annual plan?
Of course, yeah, and please say, and not just the ordinary people, the normal people that have their say. Anyone that,
The abnormal people too.
like yourself, Chris.
Yeah, good.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I'll download the PDF tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Is there anything particular that you think is important for people to have their say on?
Mainly just those things. I think that's the big one. Of course, the level of rates. I'd like to see the rate number go from 8 down to a lot lower. But we can only do that when people say we've had enough of this.
And they can make a submission by going to the council website.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, that's my homework for the day. Phil Major, good to see you. We'll see you in a fortnight.
Good on you, mate.
And that is our chat with Christchurch Mayor Phil Major. The interview will be back on our YouTube page and Facebook channels later on tonight.
Lynch breaking news with Airpark Canterbury. Trusted parking, backing trusted news.